Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Poker. This time around with H.O.R.S.E. I would have loved to steal from Franklin there because I think he's a good player, which means he's, I think, rather tight in this spot. Just because I would do the same. Yeah. Maybe, to give you a little reason why I'm playing H.O.R.S.E. right now is, first of all, it's tough to get a micro-limit H.O.R.S.E. game going. I sat down with Crabman. Oh, he's German, I would have never thought that. He is playing really bad, to be honest. But yeah. I sat down with him heads up, and then Franklin joined, and then came along all the others, which is really great because there's normally no H.O.R.S.E. game at the micro limits going on whatsoever. And I think it's really a shame because I love to play these mixed games, and I'm not really confident enough to actually starts high-low I play also on cash, so pure start high-low sometimes. But I also think my edge is rather slim, especially concerning the regulars on start high-low. So I think it's really great to I shouldn't have doesn't matter. This was going on anyway, and it's too tough to call actually, I think. It's only 3 low and a brick. I'm out. And he open raised with a 3, so he has a decent low and maybe even already made. At least he's wrapping. Yeah, now he has a made strong low, so there was no point in drawing my 7-5. Yeah, I needed to have to go down to 5 low to beat him, so I would have to make the nuts. It's a low straight. So let's just check. Yeah, I could have made it. I needed the 4s, deuce and the ace. But definitely not worth calling at that spot to draw that. And yeah, playing H.O.R.S.E. is really great, I think, because I think I find my edges in many H.O.R.S.E. games, especially in the stud high-low, and yeah, with the Omaha high-low is also a good game of mine, I would argue. I just won a really, really great pot against 3 other players. I made the high and the low, and a really nice pot going over to me. And some of these guys, at least one of these guys, Shade, he already admitted that he's totally new to H.O.R.S.E. and just wanted to check it out, because he watched Jason Carver playing it. Franklin seems to be no stranger to the game. He told me about, like, I should go watch H.O.R.S.E. playing H.O.R.S.E. because that's really interesting. And I didn't do it. I think I watched the VSOP 2007. And I'm not sure if H.O.R.S.E. was in that. But there's definitely a 2006 VSOP in H.O.R.S.E. where H.O.R.S.E. is in, and I think I didn't watch the 2006, so I'm maybe gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna watch it. And yeah, maybe an argument why I don't like 8 game. I'm not really even sure why 8 game is so popular. I think the game is really unbalanced. Mainly because of the no limit hold'em and the pot limit Omaha. I mean, when I'm playing mixed games, Yeah, I'm trying to avoid somehow no limit hold'em cash games and Omaha pot limit cash games because I could do them all day on PokerStars. And having all these mixed games and then a game that is having all these limited games and then you have a no limit game in it really fucks things up. So let's go to my hand. Okay, I think I'm ahead with my 8. I have the nuts 8 low. A very good 8 low, let's say. And somehow I have the feeling that I will still get this low. And of course I need to call with the 3 to a perfect wheel. And now I think I still have to call with my 8. Oh yeah, he made the nuts. He made the stone cold nuts and a flush with it. Nice hand. I will check in a second if I at least was ahead before the river. I think I was. He draw the wheel on the river. And now this guy has me definitely high with the ace queen, so I really don't want him to call. Okay, maybe I'm ahead with the ace king high now. If he's got a pair, I'm kind of mad. When he's... okay. Great. Great. That was great. Scooped it. The bad thing about stud high low, which I also play on a pure or on a regular basis as a pure stud high low cash game. It's really annoying if you have so many split pots just with people who will call like their bad pairs to the end and you made like a really nice low but you don't have a pair, so they get the high pot with a pair of 4s or pair of 5s, which can be really annoying. So let's see. Yeah. I somehow knew that something like this was going on. At least I hope that he paired somewhere along this way. Like, if the 3 would have hit his low, he would have bet out into an open 8 deuce. That was my indicator there. So I was sure that at least until this jack here, my low was still good. But of course I can't re-raise in the spot, it would be ridiculous since he has a good draw and maybe even a high with the flush or at least a good high draw. So nothing I can do there except maybe folding the river, but that would have been, I would have been somehow a fortune teller by seeing that he made a better low than me. He could have easily just bet his mate flush or something like that there. Or ace suppers. No, but it smelled a little bit like he was on a strong draw here, on a wheel draw, but I hit the same, so no point in folding again. Yeah, maybe to get to the roots of stud high low. You're playing essentially stud, which means that one card of yours is open, 2s are covered. And you're trying to make a high and a low. So it's essentially a mix of res and stud. You're just playing both games together. The not low is the wheel, the ace to 5. And yeah, the high plays as known. Maybe one specialty, if no player got a 5 card low or 5 cards which are 8 or lower, then there is just no low in the hand and only a high pot is played. So you will often see spots where people are just drawing to the 5th low card. Maybe it's happened here, like he got an 8-7. Which might have been very likely a low. Okay, in limited hold'em, I normally try to lean back a little. I played a little limit hold'em cash game and I got totally destroyed. But in the horse context, where none of these guys are professional limit hold'em players, I guess, I play some hands. But I stick to the good hands in limit hold'em, maybe one tell of mine, unless I got like a really great chance to take all the blinds, because I know that the people are folding too often or something like that. Yeah, I hate to fold here, but I think it's definitely the right move, because a lead out, I'm not sure. I mean, the pair of deuce is just so shaky. It's always the bottom pair, so. And he got a caller, which doesn't have to mean anything. Beginners in limit hold'em make the mistake to call far too often, just because it's so cheap. Oh, and with a check, I'm not sure my deuce is in a bad shape. Maybe ace deuce would have been the winner. He might just call on the ace. Oh, he's raising, that's super strange. No, not really. He might have a 5. He might have some goofy stuff and just figured Hardiker is bluffing, which he definitely was. With bet and then fold. In limit hold'em, that's definitely a bluff. I could call here, but especially against the steaming Russian, I think I have to hit good. Or I have to hit to win the pot. I cannot really push him out, I guess. Maybe he made yeah. He at least will stick around till the river and then maybe fold just because he has 9 high or something. But this of course would have been a bad hot to call down king high. Even though it looks somehow like Hardcore still has air. No, he didn't. He was strong. And yeah, actually even covered my flush out, so good thing I didn't call. Oh, and Franklin, yeah, he was on the same thought as I am, the same train of thoughts that this is just some steaming Russian who was bluffing off his chips. Which he clearly wasn't. Played it really good, I think. Yeah, he had the draw, he had the straight, and kept on betting. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but yeah. Yeah, and I did finish my argument that 8 game sucks because you play no limit or pot limit games in between limited games. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know, especially from the cash game, I played some 28 games and then yeah, I was kind of happy with the spots I get there in no limit and pot limit. but especially in the 8-game cash game, it's really horrible just because I would win the limited games and then I will get a little too frisky in the no-limit games and just blow off all my chips that are really tough to earn back in the limit games. So I really like the deuce to 7 triple door in the 8 game. Maybe it would be great to have some kind of new game, I guess, with all the horse cases and deuce to 7 triple draw in it. I mean, I don't really understand it because all the poker pros are always saying that the really, really big games in the Bellagio, etc. are mostly mixed games. So I don't understand why everybody is still just playing No Limit Hold'em. It doesn't really make sense to me. But yeah, I have to admit, my No Limit Hold'em cash game was never really good. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so much cheering for the mixed games. I think I'm a good tourney or sit and go No Limit Hold'em player. Just because we have much more strategic thinking in these formats. And you don't have these tough decisions just because at some point of the game nobody has more than like 30 big blinds or something. And you never are really deep, except for the early game. Yeah. And I'm not really sure why my No Limit Hold'em cash game sucks. I cannot really tell, I just noticed that I'm just burning money with it. I mean, I've played some very deep No Limit Hold'em cash games, like very micro but very deep, like 5 and 10 cents blinds with a minimum of 100 big blinds buy-in, and most people would have like $20 on the 5 cent, 10 cent blinds, and that was really fun. I was playing it okay. I think in the end I made a little money out of it, but not really much. But it was really fun. I really enjoyed it because then you have again a very, very strategic way that you can play. I remember once bluffing somebody of ace queen, and I just thought that it would be a super great spot because I think I showed down before a real strong hand after I've played very similar. And yeah, he had to put me on a certain 2-card straight. So and he really tanked down long, and I'm not sure if he showed or just told me, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't lying that he had aces and queens. And I was repping king jack, I guess. But yeah, it's great because at some point you have to think your opponent has either a really, really, really strong hand or nothing. And I had nothing. I was purely bluffing, purely floating before and then raising him and stuff. Or re-raising him. I went like call re-raise. Just for the info, I didn't take long with this call because I thought about it. It's an instant fold with raise and re-raise. Even though this flop might look good to some of you, we are playing limit Omaha high-low, it really isn't. I mean, in the end I could have maybe won now with my small flush. But the first bad thing is that I have a low flush. That's not good. Many times. Oh, and poor guy. Oh. Oh, and I don't know. He just left steamed. Maybe I should have just shut up and didn't comment, so nobody can take it the wrong way. This hand looks okay just because I have 2 cards to not low. But the 6 doesn't really do much for me. It's not really a low card. You should only consider 5 and lower as your low cards in limited Omaha high low. That's maybe a good tip. Don't consider 6th or 7th or even 8th low cards. Again, in this format, you have to have 5 low cards that cards under 8, which are low cards, to make a low. So there's already a potential low lying around here. And ace deuce right now has a nut low. And I might very likely that Hardcore had this very nut low. Great thing about betting the nut low is that you can also get the high out of the hand. I have ace 3 for low, jack 9, ace for high. I just call this because I'm a little bit bored. It's a bad call, definitely. And with the re-raise it's even going worse. I just hope Shade doesn't 4-bet it. Come on, don't do it. And he thinks we are picking on him. What can we say about just this? Oh, and finally, and now I don't have, and I have a really strong hand, I think. And nobody. If I'm lucky. Ah, why did you do that, Jade? Why? I mean, I will still keep betting. I'm drawing, uh, I will just bet. So, I'm drawing to a king. What was that? Uh, yeah, I don't know. The deuce I will fold because of the open deuce. Sole reason. I would have played the deuces otherwise. I played stud sometime, years back. I've played some stud, and I was pretty good at it. Sometimes in the horse tourneys I don't like to play the stud, for some reason. I think there are many good stud players playing horse, maybe that's the reason, but I'm not sure. But when I played only stud, I think I had a decent game. I was making profit, so maybe I should try it out sometime to play it again. Let's see what the king does. I will re-raise the king. I'm not sure what I will... I will just raise him. Just picking a little on him. Ooh. Okay, so this guy says he has a flush draw. Or he has another pair of aces. I'm not sure. But he's trying to tell me with that. But I will just keep betting, obviously. And Jade also has a flush draw? No, okay. This was just not looking what the opponent is showing, and I'm not sure what Jade is doing here. If he got a flush draw, of course, but he should call faster with a flush draw. I mean, if he got 4 cards to flush, it's just call. Of course, against pot and call sizes. Okay. Oh, there was actually... one is burnt by a toner. Yeah. I mean, normally I don't advise people. I also don't get mad when people play bad, but because that's like the worst thing ever. I mean, even if people suck out on you, you still want people to play bad. Because only if people play bad, you can make money out of them. So people getting mad about other people playing bad, that's just nonsense. I should have bet. I really should have bet. Oh, and I got a pure monster. Pure monster. 3 suited low cards, which are actually also very close together to a straight. And maybe my conversation is good because you might now think I'm steaming, which I'm of course not. I have one of the best hands you could wish for. I mean, ace deuce 3 suited would be better, but of course I have to call here with the 9. Oh, I think, I'm not sure. I will just make one call to be sure I'm dead. I normally don't make this call, but with the 4 bets I got in before. Meh. Okay, so while we are... Netherlands. H.O.R.S.E. That's great. Just because we have another player. And I don't remember having a hard time against any Netherlands player. Ukraine players are usually good. It's tough to... there were a few strange playing Ukraine players, but they rather play strange than really bad, I would say. And of course in the... I already talked about it in my 5-card draw videos. Ukraine or Kiev in special is like the mecca of 5-card draw for some reason. I have no clue why, but it definitely is. Yeah. So much for Ukraine players. And you see quite a lot of Ukraine players around PokerStars. As well as Russian players. And I think I've talked about Russians before. I don't necessarily like to play with them, just because they play this uber-aggressive style. Or uber-aggressive, I can pronounce it like a German. You Americans all pronounce it wrong. It's not uber, it's über. Uber-aggressive. Anyways, yeah, and it's really tough to play most of these guys, for me, personally. If I had a much tighter style, I think they could potentially bleed a lot of money against me. But that's the annoying part, and I think I wanted to talk about this in my next poker video. One of my biggest, leaks is that, 5 is already out, but there's a lot of deuces and aces, and only 1 3 and 1 4, not really a good starting hand considering everything that's burned. Yeah, of course I don't get another low card with all these burnt lows. What did I wanna say? It's really tough to play against over-aggressive players for me. Just because, I would have to adopt my playstyle because I'm aggressive. And I'm not sure if that's in the game theory, but it should be in it, that uber-aggressive or over-aggressive players dominate the aggressive ones. It's just so annoying that because my playstyle is that I raise pre-flop or pre-draw or pre-anything, rather loose, then follow up a little, and if I didn't improve or anything and my opponent seems to be strong, then I get off the hand. And those over-aggressive players are just always re-raising me and always pushing it in, even though they have nothing. But of course they also do it if they have it, so you cannot just call everything. You need to have a solid hand to call them. And that's really tough for me to have a solid hand, just because I play rather loose with my starting hands. I tend to do that. Not in the stud high low, maybe that's a rare example. Stud high low, I think I play very tight. But I think that's the way to go in the stud high low cash games, at least in the low limits. Just because you don't get anybody to fold anywhere. Oh, shame. My friend Trade decided to fold. Oh. But I guess he wouldn't have beaten the trips. So, yeah, we are back at Limit Hold'em again. And I think that's a good point to wrap it up. We got through all the games somehow. I didn't explain everything about every game in detail, but yeah, I think most of you guys already know a little bit about these games if you're watching this video. But if you're not, and if you have any questions, of course you can ask me below the video. I would love to answer some questions about these games in H.O.R.S.E or H.O.R.S.E in general. And I'm still very happy that this game is going. We still have 8 people sitting here playing H.O.R.S E, which is really rare. I bought in for $5, so I'm also happy about winning. $7 additionally. So, yeah. I hope you also enjoyed the video, and I hope I woke your interest in these mixed games, if you don't already have one. Or at least you now know that it's possible to start a game on PokerStars and the Microlimitors. If you don't have anybody to play Microlimitors against you, please comment below my video and we will see if we can make a match happening. And maybe then also many people will join us. So, I hope I hear and see you again, and goodbye. Let's just play this hand. Just because this is action for me again, and it's a rare line for me to take with Ace-8. But I think I definitely can. Yeah. Okay, so, that was the last hand. I was kind of sure Ace-8 against this loose aggressive player. Ace-8 suited is just a great hand to play at this spot, I guess. Just because I can call the river with nothing, if worse comes to worse. Yeah. So, last hand for this video, and goodbye.